I wanted to talk about Loch Henry, the new Black Mirror episode, and I absolutely loved this episode. It's very different from what Black Mirror usually does, which is, a spin on sci-fi technology and how it can be darkened or corrupted. But here, you're dealing with a simple murder mystery. It has great direction, a great reveal, great cast of characters. Everything kind of works perfectly. And I think it works because it doesn't have to lean into this horror realm or sci-fi realm. It feels very straightforward. It starts as a simple murder mystery almost. Filmmaking couple, go to the main character's mother's house because they're going to do a documentary on some guy who's like collecting eggs or something like that. But then they discover that horrible murders happen in the town, and they start investigating. And it's very fun because the buddy dynamic at play is very good. I think it's a great example of how you can build up tension through characters, and it's also a great example of flashbacks done well. This doesn't soak you in flashbacks. It actually doesn't really have any. What it does, the show, is it kind of provides a bunch of scenes where characters are discussing what might have happened, and they show brief moments of it. You kind of understand that it's going to be integral to the plot, but it doesn't really feel like it takes away, and that's what I liked about it. And then on top of that, I thought that this episode was really, really creepy, and the way it builds up to its reveals are great. It gives you the subtle setups and payoffs. It is overall just a very unnerving episode of TV, and what I thought was so great about it is how it isn't like many Black Mirror episodes. It I guess earns the title of being a Black Mirror episode by being about how people will go to crime TV and make murder documentaries like Dahmer and all that bullshit that is horrible and glorifying murder, but then they just put out a bunch of more. And there still are horrible murders out there. But I thought that is actually such a great topic for Black Mirror to cover because they rarely do this kind of real world thing that's grounded in reality. It often feels like it's some far-fetched futuristic depiction. And this I liked. This felt like something that to me could happen. It was very creepy. And on top of that, the way they do the reveal in this is excellent. It's just perfectly cut with the character finding out a tape she's watching contains something else on it. The build-up to it is great. It does have this, I'm going to spoil it right now, but the part where the character Pia dies, I didn't like that because it was, we've seen this a million times. Someone's about to, escape with information, but they, hit their head and die, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Maybe there could have been a better way to do it, but I didn't like that. And it does end how you'd expect it to end. People get, awards, and a tragedy still occurs. It's a very good episode, though. So far, it was easily the best of the Black Mirror new season because it was very different. I liked it way more than the Eddie Murphy one. I liked it more than Demon 79. And I do want to review the Zazie Beetz one. I think that was such a weird episode. And honestly, as a Black Mirror episode, it definitely felt very odd and very shallow, especially because the ending was extremely convoluted. The way they explain, I don't even need to get into that, but I thought that Zazie Beetz episode, as a standalone, just horror thing, was fine. I didn't mind it, but I get why people were kind of crapping on it. But anyway, Loch Henry was the best of the season. I'm going to get to the other episodes soon, so stay tuned. I'll hit you guys up with them. Stay tuned.